Aspiration, in terms of the yogic process, is a tuning of the consciousness towards the spiritual reality, and thereby shifting the focus away from the ego personality to the divine. The aspiration directs the attention, but must be followed up with an attitude of receptivity so that the response, the action of the higher force, can come and be integrated into the being. To the extent that the desire soul of the ego personality remains active, the individual engages in all kinds of concerns, speculations, and wishes for a particular result. And this creates enough disruption in the awareness that it frequently hinders the reception that has been asked for. We desire a specific outcome and result from the aspiration, without truly understanding the way, process, and means of the divine intention in manifestation. Thus, we overlay our ego expectations on the divine, even as we aspire for a higher truth. The human being tends to impatience and brings with him the expectation of immediate gratification of desire, and this reduces the purity and force of the aspiration. There are those who speak nowadays of the law of attraction. There is indeed a truth behind the law of attraction, but it is not exactly as described by those who ascribe to it the power to manifest all types of wealth, success, and popularity. The underlying truth is that where we focus our attention, we open up a connection and a pathway for manifestation. If we remain receptive, we keep that connection open and energy travels along that path. Aspiration for the divine truth has, however, a further implication. We cannot, from our ego viewpoint, truly understand the method and process of the divine realization. We expect things to happen a certain way and in a certain time frame, yet the divine purpose may be fulfilled through a longer and more circuitous route. Thus, we have to combine aspiration and receptivity with faith in the divine and the eventual outcome. It may be that the answer has in fact come, but we have failed to heed it as it did not meet our expectation or our desire. The mother notes, quote, "When one aspires for something, if at the same time one knows that the aspiration will be heard and answered in the best possible way, that establishes a quietude in the being, a quietude in its vibrations. Whilst, if there is a doubt and uncertainty, if one does not know what will lead one to the goal, or if ever one will reach it, or whether there is a way of doing so, and so on, then one gets disturbed, and that usually creates a sort of little whirlwind around the being, which prevents it from receiving the real thing. Instead, if one has a quiet faith, if whilst aspiring one knows that there is no aspiration, naturally sincere aspiration, which remains unanswered, then one is quiet. One aspires with as much fervor as possible, but does not stand in nervous agitation asking oneself why one does not get immediately what one has asked for. One knows how to wait. I have said somewhere, to know how to wait is to put time on one's side. That is quite true, for if one gets excited, one loses all one's time. One loses one's time, loses one's energy, loses one's movements. To be very quiet, calm, peaceful, with the faith that what is true will take place, and that if one lets it happen, it will happen so much the quicker. Then in that peace, everything goes much better." End quote. Reference, Sri Aurobindo and the Mother, Living Within, the Yoga Approach to Psychological Health and Growth, Disturbances of mind, anxiety, pages 44 to 49.